The drama begins when Jack discovers troubling financial anomalies connected to Jabbo's overseas accounts. At first, he suspects the usual corporate espionage suspects: Phyllis fishing for dirt, Tucker McCall stirring the pot, or maybe even Audra sneaking intel for her own gain. But after some quiet digging, he finds the trail doesn't lead to a current employee. Instead, the threads point to Kane, who has been quietly moving between Genoa City and Australia under the guise of family matters. Kane's recent moves haven't gone unnoticed. Insiders whisper that he's been brokering deals with questionable investors and leveraging insider knowledge about Jabba's production processes. When Jack learns that Kane's plan might involve a hostile takeover, and that he's aligning himself with a shadowy group of venture capitalists, the game changes. Jack realizes that if Kane succeeds, it won't just harm Jabbo, could be dragged into the fallout, possibly fracturing Lily's position there. And if Lily gets caught in the crossfire, Jack knows Devon will go nuclear, creating chaos across the entire corporate landscape of Genoa City. Why Jack turns to Victor. For decades, the Abbott-Newman rivalry has been one of Genoa City's defining feuds, but Jack is smart enough to know when an enemy is a more valuable ally than a friend. Victor, with his vast network of corporate spies and his unmatched ability to pressure people into submission, might be the only person capable of outmaneuvering Kane on a global scale. Jack approaches Victor with uncharacteristic humility, but not without an edge. "Victor," Jack says, his tone measured but urgent. "I know we've been at each other's throats for longer than most people in this town have been alive, but this is bigger than us." Victor listens, at first amused, then intrigued. The mention of Kane's name draws a smirk from the mustache. He's never forgotten Kane's role in various past debacles, from romantic manipulations to questionable corporate plays. And while Victor doesn't typically play defense for Jabbo, the idea of stomping out Kane's ambitions appeals to him, especially if it gives him leverage over Jack later. Victor's terms: Victor never does anything for free, and Jack knows it. In exchange for his help, Victor demands an unspecified future favor. Jack bristles. A blank check to Victor is a dangerous thing. But the urgency of the situation forces him to agree, setting the stage for an uneasy partnership. From the moment they shake hands, the game begins. Victor puts his people on Kane's trail, and within days, his operatives uncover Kane's connection to a syndicate operating out of Singapore. These investors are known for swooping in, gutting companies, and flipping them for profit. Victor shares the intel with Jack, who realizes Kane isn't just dabbling in shady deals, he's positioning himself to dismantle Jabbo piece by piece. And if Kane gets his hands on Jabbo's proprietary formulas or the Abbott family's stake, the damage could be irreversible. Kane's delusions of grandeur. While Jack and Victor quietly plot, Kane is busy envisioning himself as the new corporate king of Genoa City. In his mind, he's a strategic genius who can outplay the likes of Jack Abbott and Victor Newman combined. Kane's overconfidence is fueled by his belief that no one suspects him. After all, he's been out of the major spotlight for a while. He's also banking on the fact that his connection to Lily will shield him from serious retaliation. After all, Lily is fiercely loyal to family, and Kane assumes she won't turn her back on him, even if his plans clash with Chancellor Winter's stability. But Kane underestimates just how protective Jack can be of Lily, especially after all the turmoil she's faced in recent years. And Victor, the man respects loyalty, but never to the point of letting someone threaten his interests. A dangerous game of cat and mouse. Jack and Victor launch a two-pronged attack. Jack uses his corporate clout to subtly close doors for Kane in the U.S. market, while Victor deploys his international network to disrupt Kane's overseas funding. Kane begins to feel the walls closing in. Deals that were sure things suddenly fall apart. Investors ghost him without explanation. A shipment of raw materials gets held up at customs due to clerical errors, a move that has Victor's fingerprints all over it. Frustrated, Kane decides to push harder, arranging a secret meeting in Monaco with his foreign backers. But Jack, tipped off by Victor's team, manages to intercept critical documents. Kane was carrying proof of his takeover plan, along with sensitive Jabbo trade secrets. Lily caught in the crossfires. The battle escalates. Lily becomes increasingly concerned. She confronts Kane about the rumors swirling around town, but he brushes her off with vague reassurances. When Lily turns to Jack for answers, he struggles with whether to tell her the truth. He knows revealing Kane's schemes could shatter her trust, but keeping her in the dark could leave her blindsided later. Victor, in his typically blunt fashion, advises Jack to let Lily find out the hard way. "People don't learn from warnings, Jack. They learn from consequences." But Jack isn't sure he can be that ruthless with someone he cares about. In a tense moment, Jack finally tells Lily enough to make her suspicious. She begins her own quiet investigation, and what she uncovers leaves her stunned and furious. The confrontation, the breaking point comes when Lily walks in on Kane in the middle of a call with his backers. She overhears him gloating about how close he is to pulling off the takeover, and how family ties will keep certain people from turning against him. Lily's face hardens as she steps into the room. "You think I'm going to let you use me as a shield while you destroy the people I work with?" she demands. Kane tries to talk his way out of it, but Lily isn't buying it. She leaves, determined to warn Jack and to make sure Kane can't move forward. Victor's final play with Lily now on their side. Jack and Victor decide it's time for a decisive strike. Victor uses his influence to call in a favor from an international banking contact, freezing the accounts Kane's syndicate was using. Meanwhile, Jack's legal team files an injunction preventing Kane from making any moves involving Jabot's assets. Kane, blindsided, finds himself without funding, without leverage, and with mounting legal trouble. His investors cut ties, leaving him isolated. In the aftermath, Victor meets Jack for a final conversation. "Well, Jack," Victor says with a sly grin, "you got what you wanted, and now, you owe me." Jack nods, knowing the day will come when Victor calls in that favor, and that whatever it is, it won't be small. Fallout and future feuds. The victory over Kane brings a temporary truce between Jack and Victor. But no one in Genoa City believes it will last. Their alliance was a marriage of convenience, and both men are already calculating how to regain the upper hand. For Kane, the road ahead is uncertain. He's humiliated, broke, and facing potential criminal charges. Whether he tries to redeem himself or doubles down on revenge remains to be seen, but knowing Kane, the latter seems more likely. Lily, meanwhile, is left picking up the pieces. She's angry at Kane for betraying her trust, but she also feels a pang of guilt for not seeing the signs sooner. Her relationship with both Jack and Victor becomes complicated. She owes them for protecting her, but she's wary of the power games they play. Final thoughts. This storyline delivers everything the young and the restless fans love: unlikely alliances, high-stakes corporate drama, family loyalty tested, and the ever-present threat of revenge. Jack and Victor's uneasy partnership might have stopped Kane for now, but the cost of that victory and the favor Jack owes Victor promises plenty of fireworks down the line. In Genoa City, no truce lasts forever, and when the inevitable Abbott-Newman clash reignites, the shadow of Kane's downfall will still be lingering, a reminder that sometimes, to win, you have to shake hands with the devil.